Nope,
Everybody's already in?
Yep. I don't have to let anybody in, it automatically lets them in.
That's okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. Let's call to order the Town of Lake City Planning Commission meeting of May 28th. Roll call. Michelle Pierce.
Here.
Bruce Beehiller. Here. Rich, tell me how you pronounce your last name.
Just like it's spelled.
Pillsbury? Everybody says that. Like, look at my last name. Nobody gets it right either. It's like just how it's spelled.
Nothing's rude.
All right, Rich, you're here.
I'm here.
All right, perfect. That's all I really care about. Let's see. Harry. Yep. All right, and I am here. That's a full house. Any additions to the agenda? Perfect. Silence. All right. Approval of minutes from April 23rd, 2026. Did you send those out, Harry?
Yeah, they were in all that.
They were in the packet.
I move to approve the minutes of the April 23rd, 2026.
Is that here?
I'll second it.
Second, lovely. We vote. Oh, you can have that in the meantime. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's nice. Okay, we have a number of action items. First things first is the public hearing for 111 Lake Street, Block 69. It's a tourist one zoning, and it is now the Outpost Outdoor Hospitality LLC. Because it's a public hearing, we're going to talk about the application to allow tent-only campground. Section on that. Who do we have? Where's
Christina.
You are Christina? All right, perfect. Christina, so the floor technically is yours. We're going to start with you, and you can walk.
Do I have to talk?
You don't have to say a dab or anything if you do not want to. You have the option to if you would like. You have submitted us a packet.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I can say a few things. So I bought it from Joe Nadry. And so those 12 city blocks, what Joe had before was just kind of dispersed camping, which is just regular tent camps. And I think he was told, oh gosh, I have it in my notes. It was like an enormous amount of people per city lot. It was like 18 people. And it seemed like per two combined blocks. So it actually would have been 6 spaces. So we're not having that much popularity in the campground for dispersed camping. So what I'd like to do is have it just a little bit more organized with 4 glamping tents. Which is, so you have the cabin and then there's a little hostel cabin, and it's basically just a wooded area that just used to be dispersed camping. So we just did a big cleanup project. We got all the trees. We had a guy come in with a 90-foot excavator and trim all the trees, all the branches, make sure the whole environment was safe. We're still doing a cleanup project over there. And spoken to the fire department, just making sure we're following all the regulations for camping. No fire pits, no barbecues. There won't be any food allowed over there. We have a separate pavilion over on another parcel of property where they can cook their food and have meals. So we have bear-proof garbage cans. And we have another one coming in just specifically for them. It'll be a smaller one over by the tent sites. And it'll be supervised daily by 2 staff workers. So we're excited to put a couple glamping tents in. I have had a couple of calls this past week. I was actually surprised by how many calls I've had, people asking for additional tent sites. So I'm not sure, based on the conversations that I had this week, I mean, there is room over by the hostel tent. If you look at the map, I was thinking maybe I could allow 2 regular tents over in those areas because there are clearings for tent sites. So if I get permission, I might allow 2 additional tent sites to come up over there, which will give additional places for people to stay and sleep. They don't have RVs.
So if they approve the conditional, the application the way it is, the permit will refer to the 4 camping sites.
It will. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I would have to revise that for the additional 2 to 3 sites. But as it is, I think, if we just kept it with the 4 glamping tents, which they're a really nice, they're that out, if you guys go to Dispersed Camping out in the wilderness, and it's a real high quality, durable canvas tent. So that's the quality of material that goes in there. And they're furnished and nice setup.
Like, now it's this. Or something like that.
Yeah, again.
So if she wants several other campsites within this, can we not amend this somehow within what we do to refer to the trustees?
The resubmitted, I suppose.
Okay. So we can't do that here and now. Okay.
Because it's based on the application.
Okay.
Okay.
I can always revise that. If I am honestly shocked by how many calls I've gotten this week, just because we just opened up, of people asking for the hikers come in, and we do have the hostel, but they're asking for places to put a tent, and I don't know where else in Lake City people are putting their regular tents.
Yeah, there's no other place. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we are a hyper destination. So
right.
it's part of the reason why the regulations were changed to allow some.
And I do have space for comfortably 3 more regular tents. So I could always come back and maybe revise it.
Okay.
Is this something we want to proceed with now to get
I
this
do.
going?
I
And then
do, yeah, yeah.
Take care of that other thing later.
Because I've held off on, I've gotten all the pads leveled, but I have that crushed granite. But I'm not paying for it until I get the approval, and I can't get them out here. So, if we get that approval, then I'll get I need to get the gravel out there pretty quickly.
Say much, right?
No, we can't. We're
It's our turn.
until it's our turn, technically, we can't ask questions yet. So that's your input. That's what you
I
got.
think so, yeah, but I'm happy to answer any questions as they come up.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. Do we have any, we have one person online?
And it's the other, it's Doug Franz for the other discussion item.
So we have no public insight comment or questions.
Unless he has one.
Unless Doug has one.
I can provide comment if you need public comment.
We don't need it per se, but just want to make sure that nobody there is waiting to make a comment. We will open it to public questions or comments. That is what we are doing. It is open to public questions.
So as your only public person, I have no objection to what she's proposing. Remarks complete.
Noted.
Noted. All right. Well, we will close the public hearing part of this, and then, all right, it's open. We can have our conversation.
So I have a question.
All right.
So this is a conditional use permit application in the T1 zone.
Yes, it's more or less it is.
And so what are the conditions that are in the town ordinance?
That meets the state tent camping regulations. And that more or less that's it. That as long as it meets the definition and the regulations of the tent campgrounds.
Why is it a conditional use permit?
She wrote that, it's a tent permit. It's really a tent permit application, but it has the same review process as a conditional use permit application.
Well, after this is done, I'm gonna ask one.
Yeah,
But the only-
you asked me this last time.
I did.
I'd like to know that too, actually.
Because if the only condition is compliance with the Colorado Code of Regulations and
Doesn't need a
their approved trash containers.
Because it would be, because it's throughout the entire tourist one zone district. So there was when this was all done, Dan had folded it into the lodging definition of how that temporary lodging is also tent camping, which can be done with an application with review by the planning and zoning and then approval by the board of trustees. And it's a sloppy retelling of it.
Well, okay, but we can get through this process.
Yes,
But I do want to know at some point what our involvement is. Seems like this would be just something that would go straight to the building official. And if the Colorado Code of Regulations is met and the trash receptacles are there, then he would get a permit.
yeah.
Okay, that's my only question.
I don't blame you. It's kind of check the two boxes and then,
I'm familiar with the property, and I think the three other members, when Joe Madry came 3 years ago. And
That was a year ago.
he's usually here most years.
2 years ago.
In that case,
so we reviewed that quite a bit back in the day. So we looked at the property and the state statutes for camping. So we're all familiar with that pretty much. And what's the cabin there? Did you have any other neighbors on that block? Is that Bear and Charles?
Yeah, so yeah, Bear and Charles they have the parcel just to the south side of me, that corner lot.
Okay, so it's not on this map? here?
Yeah, so,
Would it be where the Bear Foods garbage bin?
It's further south than that.
so they're actually, their parcel is right here.
This
Right. So this is not a
So
street?
this is my cabin and this is Charles.
This is not a street, it's just a,
Well, yeah, this is that little dirt road that separates. So it is, so the cabin, well, actually, you're right. So this road right here actually doesn't
Sure.
exist. So this road is Lake Street, it's my cabin, and then Bear and Charles is right here. The trash can is right on this little easement road here. There's two right here.
and that cabin was purchased in April. of this year.
Yeah, so I purchased these parcels together. They're actually separate, but I purchased them all together.
Did she purchase the permit that we gave Joe Madry?
No,
Or does that change with ownership?
it doesn't, it's already been a year and that was up for review and it doesn't transfer.
So his stuff was over.
Yeah, it's done.
I could share if you guys remember, but when Joe applied, it was the first time deal.
Yeah.
That's why I went through that process. But that cabin there was, you guys with the Pete Bob McKeon house.
Yeah.
And all that property.
And there's kind of a shed or carport too, and that's part of the property.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a couple little cabins on there.
Yeah, one's just a utility cabin, what we call the well house, where the well is stored. And then the hostel, which is basically just two bunk beds.
I'm not an official member, but I'll share that. I think this will be an improvement from what Joe had done.
It's more defined than what's gonna happen. Instead of just this first camping. On the 6 lots was the 8 lots.
Yeah, he had 8 or 9. And so I'm, just giving people a little bit more elbow room.
Well, I think this is a much better plan.
Or providing for them, remember with Joe. He thought everybody should just park on that dirt road, the street there.
Yeah, on the street.
I think it's nice. You don't need my parking gloves.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that's, I know that's parking can get congested, so I have designated parking for these people here.
And the parking's just for the tent
Correct.
people, the trailer park.
Yep.
people.
Yep.
I like the looks of it, and I think that's a good little market to hit. I'd like to appreciate your application. This is very,
I'm just thinking the same thing.
yeah, no question. Really, for me, I would encourage you to keep going on this. The
Thank
hikers do need this.
Yeah,
You're gonna want the other ones.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah,
You really are. You're gonna want the other ones.
enough of them hitchhike up and back with me when
Right.
I'm out, and they're all like, we're gonna crash, you know?
I've had lots of bicyclists, hikers calling in the past 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Probably 4 to 5 calls. Like,
Yeah,
I'll get back to you after June 3rd.
yeah,
But yeah, I can always revisit this for the additional 2 to 3
yeah, I
Yes.
spots.
think that'd be a great market and opportunity for your service.
And it's good for town. Because if they can't stay here, they won't stay here. And if they don't stay here, they don't spend money. They don't spend a ton of money anyway, they're hikers, but
That's my 2 cents.
I agree.
Joe's got anything?
Anybody else?
I wish, I know we can't, but I wish we could get this stuff in advance
I know, but we can't.
to, review it. But yeah, I'm much better than, the last application for conditional use permit. And the Colorado camping regulations are pretty strict.
They are.
They're
I went through them thoroughly.
10 pages or something. Yeah, and that's what, didn't we change the code for temporary law structures in that? So
Yeah, to redefine lodging to include temporary lodging such as tent camping. That can be improved.
Yes, got changed in the code regulations.
I don't know, it's in the definition. Got changed via definition somehow, which I protested use by Michelle. I did protest.
Well, thank you. I'm going to protest again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's used by right.
No, it's within the lodging definition, which I need to see if that was an ordinance or resolution. And it's in the definition of lodging. I know it's weird. I thought it was weird.
It's weird.
I think it's a plus also, if those backpackers don't have things like this, and then they go up to the Henson Hotel there or whatever, where there's no bathroom facilities.
No, they,
I've seen it.
it's
It's not a
better.
good situation sometimes.
Just come back. How about that?
Sounds good.
Be forthright.
And they have restrooms somewhere.
Yes. So, yeah. So we have a little bit, the code to use the River Fork restrooms. It's about maybe 30 yards away. No, so they'll have access to water, bathrooms, showers, laundry.
Did you have anything?
No, it's great. The funding makes it easy. There's not any questions, I mean, it's great.
No,
Opportunity.
all the right things are answered and none of it is extraneous. Nice job.
Thank you.
Seriously, I wish everybody was doing this exact thing, make our life a lot easier.
Move to recommend that the Board of Trustees issue a conditional use permit for the tent camping as described in this application. For Christina Howard of 111 Lake Street, Lake City.
Second it. All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Lovely. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I'll be back. And I'm Christina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Christina.
Yeah, welcome.
Good luck.
We'll meet soon.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Good luck and well.
Thank you.
So it's in the definition.
I'll send it to you. Yeah. You can send us strongly worded emails.
Talking about over there.
Yeah. The way that this is allowed.
No, that it's not just a rubber stamp through.
Yeah, because they didn't want it just to be able to pop up anywhere in the tourist one zone because they wanted you to have the
Well, but it-
facilities.
So the conditions are, though, that they meet the Colorado Code of Regulations and that they have they're approved trash receptacles. Those are the only two conditions. How would we deny a permit for somebody that that met those conditions?
But it would also be food storage and
Sanitation.
Wait a minute, though,
sanitation.
wait a minute.
uh,
That's all in the Colorado Code of Regulations,
Yes.
all of that. Okay? So what is our role in this?
Can we say no if we don't want it in a certain location in town?
No,
I mean, we wouldn't let it pop up like at the Presbyterian Church.
why not?
There's not the space for it. It doesn't meet the definitions of a campground.
Well, that's not us that says it meets a definition or not. That's in the Code of Regulations.
Uh-huh.
There's all kinds of definitions for all kinds of campgrounds in those regulations.
All right.
And
I mean, at the time that the board approved it, they wanted to review it.
we're a rubber stamp here.
Yeah.
If they comply with the code of regulations and provide their approved conditions.
So we don't have the option to say no?
No,
In town?
no. That's not part of the conditions in the definition or the ordinance.
Mm.
Even in the mobile home residential district, they are used by right,
Yeah.
as long as they meet those two conditions.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it again.
I just don't understand our role in.
Shoot an email to Dan and be like, what the
I'm
heck?
not gonna contact the.
Not you. I'm not talking to you. I was talking to Lex.
I will again.
I would just share that when it came up that first time, it was brand new, and we were getting kind of flack and questions.
I
And I
understand
had a
that.
bunch of citizens going, oh, awesome, I'm just gonna charge to have people sleep in my front yard.
Yeah.
And we thought, wait a minute, we better look into this, we better get some guidelines. That's when we learned about the Colorado camping regulations and all that. And the easiest way to do it was to change just that definition in there.
Yeah.
Why it comes before you guys, we didn't really play a role in that, but the key to it.
So it's a use by right? Is that what it's under?
In the mobile home residential, this is in the tourist district.
Right.
And this tourist district is big. It's not
Yeah.
just this half of the campground. It's kind of everything that surrounds.
No, it's all the way around downtown.
Right.
Yeah, I've got it. I know what it looks like.
I just,
We'll look at it.
Use by right. And if it's not a use by right, we can veto it.
And then it was by, I think
only if it doesn't meet the conditions that are listed in the ordinance.
No, we're planning and zoning. That's our job.
No, there's no provision for turning it down. You could add conditions
yeah.
to it, I guess, but, you know,
Like if they wanted 20 people camping there, but really we think only 12 could comfortably camp there without it being a public nuisance or
that would
public
be,
health.
that would be controlled by the Colorado Code of Regulations. It spells out the size of the sites.
No, Lex is saying if we don't want them to have that.
Like, yeah, or if we think it's going to be a public nuisance, if they're crammed, well, but yeah. We will circle back on this.
So nowhere, unless I'm working off, this is the 1988, I'm thinking it's part of it. There's no tent.
No, this
No,
was
it's a
new, this
new-
is
It's
new.
all new.
It's a new thing.
So do we have, does it include it in a new set of ordinances?
In the
Not
codified,
in a paper version, it's online.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's on
So I
the
need to dig
website.
into that. Okay.
And is that the printed out municipal code?
Yeah.
That's updated with all the updates from.
No, that's zoning.
No, that's why I said I didn't make.
No, mine's a, I went to, I read my book, and I was like, none of this is right. I just like, we put the whole book away.
Okay, okay. I
Okay,
think I've made my point.
you have. You have. Yeah.
We have to follow the rules and regulations. We can't be arbitrary in our rules here.
No, I agree.
So when there's a conditional use in a zoning district, there are listed conditions under that that have to be met in order to get a permit. That's our job, is to make sure that those conditions are met. We don't have the ability to ensure compliance with the Colorado Code of
No,
Regulations.
indeed, we do not.
That's the building official, right?
the building official would enforce those.
Yes. So he's gonna go down there, he's gonna take all the measurements, compare them to the Colorado Code of Regulations, and if they're compliant, he can issue a permit. I guess now if the Board of Trustees approves it. I just think this is an unnecessary step in the process. It slows somebody like that down, for sure, right? If there's another place in the tourist district that can comply with those regulations, we have no basis for denying that permit. We can't say it's because we don't like it. We can't say it's because we think it would be a nuisance. We can't say that the neighbors don't like it. There's nothing in there.
Because it's already in the ordinance.
Correct.
Okay.
But we don't have that kind of leeway.
I will address it.
Thank you.
You will.
You would probably want to avoid me bringing this up.
I will.
This is just in the tourist zone.
Yeah, that's not even clear because it's the only place where it uses lodging as a
Used by right.
Yeah, it's a use by right.
Central Business District, is that the same as?
No, it doesn't have logic like that.
St. Terry's talking about T1 and
T1.
T1.
Yeah, it's nebulous and not cool, and I will get it changed.
T2 has.
You're welcome.
Here comes the workforce, here comes the workforce housing campaign.
I will bring you cookies.
Yeah.
I gotta keep it light. I'm sorry, that's.
I was just staring through my soul.
Yeah, I'm gonna
love this.
say that, like, what- what the chief wanted to get 5 minutes, like I said.
I know.
We just stare at the session later.
Yeah. I think Doug is
Enough of that.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Conditional use review of 131 Avenue Alpine Loop Outpost. This is the 1-year anniversary, so we had a 1-year approval for the conditional use for the OHV rental operation.
And then the hedge, the
6-foot hedge.
it's, which our regulations say it needs to be a 6-foot hedge or.
Yeah, fence or
Fence.
whatever. Yep. So.
The hedges are like 4 inches tall, or I don't know, maybe I'm misrepresenting that, Doug, sorry.
Doug,
Yeah,
Yeah, they're about 18 inches. I planted, I don't know the quantity, around 25. There's about 3 of them that died that did not survive the winter. The others are coming back, but they made it to about 2 feet in height last year. And as you remember, I did the research on them. They were deer resistant. I'm here to tell you that the deer absolutely love them. So I screened them with chicken wire. The deer, that worked for a while, and then the deer knocked the screens over, made their way to them. So, I did everything I could to get them to grow. I fed them with Miracle-Gro. I watered them about every 3 days. I gave them love. They are what they are. So, and that's the status of the Linwood Gold forsythias.
So we approved a hedge rather than requiring a fence, as I recall. And the fence was going to be inconvenient because of planned future construction. That would be in the way maybe of the delivery of materials. Am I right about that? My recollection.
I don't remember.
he's saying yes.
I think that's-
He's saying yes, okay, good. Right, all right, good, right. So not sure how to proceed here. I mean, I guess, strictly we should go ahead and require the construction of the fence. But I do know that there's going to be a pending request to the Board of Trustees to make an amendment to the zoning regulations that proposes to do away with this.
To do away with it, at least in terms of rental equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we say you need to go ahead and build a fence, or we say, let's see what happens after it's presented to the Board of Trustees.
This is coming from
Doug.
Doug.
Yes.
so who's making this request to change the?
Doug.
So I just-
Doug, coming to the town council or to?
Town council on here and there.
To us,
You can't come to us directly with it.
with the variance that would go.
Not a variance. Well, is that a variance? I mean,
No, he's requesting a modification to the town zoning ordinance that would, I understand it, eliminate the provision that requires a fence to screen rental OHVs.
When is that going?
they'll initially discuss it June 3rd.
So you have the paperwork in for that.
Yeah,
So it's officially in already,
it's on the agenda.
then I say we wait. That's my 2 cents on it.
Well,
Because otherwise, frankly, I want a fence around it.
well, that's my inclination. And maybe the Board of Trustees will just directly either approve it or deny it. The chances are the trustees would ask us for a recommendation.
Literally across the street, we mandated a fence. So we allowed
I
the
know,
Bush thing to go.
I know, I'm conflicted about this.
Yeah, so I'm pretty borderline on this whole thing. So I will let it go to a vote, but after that, then that's gonna be the end of it.
But another thing is that Lake City Auto which is in the general business district, but it has the same supplementary regulations of a 6-foot fence or hedge for stored equipment. And we're working on a lease agreement with the use of H Street. And then if we're requiring him to build the fence, we need to put that in the lease for them to build the fence. But then we're giving them permission to build a permanent structure or semi-permanent, I guess, in our H Street right away.
Yeah.
You know,
This can be removed. I wouldn't consider it. permanent structure.
yeah. So it gets complicated real quick, is all I'm saying.
Personally, I'd like to see the removal of the hedge provision in the ordinance. So that this doesn't come up.
Yeah, this is silly. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, just remove hedge altogether.
Well,
Always
just-
refer-
It's Lake City, dude. Hedges don't grow here.
6-foot hedge takes 20 years.
Yeah.
It's already there.
So we went for it because it was in the law, but it shouldn't be there. And we've mandated fences previously. So this is, I'm torn. Me and Michelle apparently are on the same page with this. So
I am conflicted about this because your point exactly. We did require a fence across the street. But if we require a fence now and the trustees decide to eliminate the provision, then what happens to us? Right?
yeah, and it's not fair burden on Doug.
Yeah.
To do that.
listen, if the law changes, so I'm okay waiting, but I'm not okay waiting indefinitely.
We'll just circle back on it till the next meeting next month.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what the progress is with the trustees. If it's a zoning change anyway, we have to give a 15-day notice about a public hearing for the zoning regulation change. So it'll probably won't even be till August, the first meeting of August, before we have a public hearing for it.
Well, and technically, if we're going to require a fence, that's a recommendation to the Board of Trustees. That's not us making, absolute rule. I say let the trustees.
That's where it is.
So y'all are gonna make the recommendation for a fence and then let them figure it out? No, just wait. Okay, we'll wait.
Can I add some more context? I see Mayor Dave's got his hand up. Dave, I'll let you go first.
Speaking on behalf of the board. I think about this issue, their product is rent. And what we're working hard on is getting rid of the junk. It's like, when I visit other towns and they have OHV rentals or different kind of rentals, their product is on display. Like if you roll in Moab, they take rocks and build these, mountains and have them all on display.
I don't want to be Moab.
No, but I'm just saying that, to me, that's their product, and the fence is the higher.
Well, agreed, but historically, we've also.
Right now,
Keep going.
with Lake City Auto and all that stuff. I'm not saying this, I'm just sharing my opinion.
No, you're allowed. You're totally allowed. I think the last time we did this on the other side of the street, we made a provision that they could have 2 out front, I guess, something like that.
So there's a difference between what's for sale, that can be openly displayed,
Mm-hmm.
but what's for rent is supposed to be screened.
Or like
job is-
when it's stored equipment.
Our job is 90% law interpretation, just so we're clear. This isn't about opinions most of the time.
Yeah.
So the current law says that it is fenced, it is covered, it is hidden. This is the cop side. of it.
For stored equipment. For stored equipment.
But how do you differentiate between what's for sale, what's for rent, what's stored? Anything's for sale, right?
It's equipment.
An excavator on a trailer, is that for rent?
Yeah, no, I agree, because then it's like,
That's the part of the law, unless we went out code book it.
I know, but that's why we have.
yeah, well, that's the issue, is like, are we gonna make them put for sale on every for sale equipment, and for rent on every rental equipment? Or this is broken down and we're gonna put this behind the fence, I don't know, like, you're just gonna be making them label everything so we know, otherwise we won't know.
Yeah, I think the ordinance needs to be clarified because it was written in 1988 unless it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
And so the rentals weren't, OHV rentals weren't probably the thing to be. So I think the whole ordinance needs to be addressed in whatever fashion, trustees kind of want it to go. And we can certainly formulate an opinion if directed towards, if we have opinions. And work it out, because it isn't clear between for sale and for rent, and we don't want them to be putting signs, and we don't have time to track that, no one does.
No.
And there's trailers and stuff that could be back there that's equipment, but it's not for rent or not for sale.
And
So the OHV needs trailers most of the time or part of the time. Doug, do you still have plans for your addition back there? And what's the timeline on that?
So if you recall from last year, you know, my original intent was to start sometime towards the end of 2025. But I had a looming mobilization that got pushed to the right. It got pushed to the right about 7 months. And then that actually ended up starting, you know, this February. So that's where I'm at now, Colorado Springs. You can thank Mr. Rich sitting there at the table. He's the guy that got me this job with the Colorado National Guard and then got me subsequently deployed. Thanks, Rich. So currently this mobilization goes until the end of October, subject to change, as always, but that's the timeline. So I got wind of the actual dates of this mobilization, probably late November timeframe. So that really just put everything on hold. You know, and that's been the story of my life for the last about 8 years, with mobilizations coming and going, right? This is number 4 in the last 7 years. So I plan a lot of things, they get put on hold. So yes, so the structure build on that lot is put on hold, pending the outcome of this mobilization, and that's the story of my life. So I would love to drive forward with things, and I do with a lot of things, but when it comes to the construction of a new facility, that requires me to be there. So
I'd like to make a motion to recommend to the town trustees that a 6-foot fence is required around property to the equipment.
That the trustees modify the conditional use permit to require that.
Trustees can do what they want. Just gonna recommend that. If they want to cancel it, they can. Make the final decision. It sounds like structures might be down the road. I think we should have passed it last year. That he had a 6-foot fence. And that didn't happen. So I made the motion.
do we have a second for it?
I think the end result's gonna be the same anyway. The trustees will either, well, dang it.
Probably even change it, in my opinion.
Think so?
Yeah, I can't second it. I think we need to let the trustees do their review. Sorry, Bruce.
It's out of our hands forever then, in my opinion. No, it's not ever gonna come back to us. The fence down the road, Old City Auto, it's gonna be the same thing.
Oh, you're worried we'll make a precedent that we don't actually want them.
We want the business, and we all encourage Doug's business 100%. But the rule of law,
Yeah.
and when it says what we've presented with, and what we've delayed from last year.
I'll second.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, it's tricky ground. What's the out time for compliance?
I mean-
So this is a recommendation to the trustees.
Yeah.
They can either accept it or not.
Yeah.
we can't
We're not
say that
enforcing
they
it.
absolutely have to build a fence.
Correct.
This is a
Just a
recommendation to the
recommendation.
trustees. So with that in mind, second. And we're gonna let the trustees figure this out.
I can back that. I actually prefer to be surrounded myself, so I'm with you, and the trustees can sort it out whether they push it or don't. Okay, well. Second, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Alrighty, there it is, recommendation to fence it.
So make sure that you get this to the trustees.
Well, I mean, they're gonna be reviewing that and then I can add the recommendation to the agenda next week.
So I'm the one that usually writes those things, so I'll get it out right away.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
On both of these.
Huh?
On both of these.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Show up and mark my objections to the 10
It's gonna leverage those, fix the 10K ban, I'll take care of the rest of this.
I'd like to make it clear, I do not want us to be Moab either, whoever said that.
Yeah.
I'm just using it as an example. If you look at other towns, car regulations don't have all their cars fenced in. That's their product. That's the only point I was trying to make. I agree with the fence when there's junk. And when you guys see what we're dealing with, Lex and the team, Mr. Hayes is cleaning up his junkyard.
No, I love it.
But I think an organized park business, like a car lot, they're in every town. If you go to Madison and you look at those sports centers, and stuff, they actually have fences in the backyards where the junk and the broken down stuff is kept. But their product is on display. That's all. That's all I was sharing.
Dealers do not need to have their vehicles licensed if they're for sale on the property. But, you know, if that's gonna be a lease in the back, it might be something to look at. There's a lot of, we call it equipment, that hasn't run up there for 30 years. Different than, Doug, we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is that different, you know, you're gonna drive by and see new ones for sale and a relatively right next to it, like Lex was saying, you don't know the difference between them.
And to me,
But junk, we don't want. And by the way, we're addressing over there.
to me, Doug's property is different being in the historic district and right in the middle of downtown. And not on the edge of town. It's general business district.
We are in alignment with code and we do have precedents for doing this previously. So regardless,
I appreciate your comment on interpretation of law.
Yeah. That is our job.
That's what we get, so.
Okay.
All right, last one, discussion of the ADU program. Oh, yeah, thank you, Doug. Appreciate your insights.
And Doug, it'll be a discussion item in the workshop next Wednesday. For the board.
Okay. Is that a workshop that I can attend or is that a closed workshop?
No, I mean, you can be there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. it's open to the public.
Yeah, and I'll just add, you know, what I request is to be offered the same privilege that is being offered to Lake City Auto based on the regulations of the screening criteria, right? If I'm required to do it, then they be required to do it as well, right? And it's
Totally before that.
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh.
Yes.
yeah, I'm not asking for anything special along the way. I'm just asking, and again, I think the resolve is addressing the ordinance, not necessarily this specific fence situation. It's the ordinance itself. So, all right, guys, I want to drop off. Appreciate your time.
Have a good evening.
Yep, see you.
Ma'am. ADU.
Did I see a draft ordinance?
I reworked it. Dan's reviewing it now. We're seeing about if we're making them a use by right in all those different zones. he's gonna review it. I cleaned it up and got it good, except for that part, because I think we need to cite every section of, each part of that code that addresses each of those zoning districts and add as a use by right instead of a blanket one. So I'm waiting for Dan to review it and get it back to me. We were gonna have a public hearing on it on June 17th, but we didn't have that back from Dan yet, and I wasn't able to put it in this paper this week. And that requires a 15-day notice. So we're gonna have to, I'm having them reschedule the public hearing to July 1st.
So the trustees,
They saw the rough draft of it, yeah.
and so it pretty much went along with the planning commission.
Yes, they changed the minimum square foot to 300.
I saw.
But besides that, no, they're game with everything in it.
Sweet.
And the parking requirements, we had to remove the one parking
Right.
requirement just based on those 3 conditions. That was with feedback from the state.
Saw that.
The review of prefab modular buildings. I just removed that because you're going to get it reviewed anyway in a business or a building permit application, and if it's in the historic district, it will still have to get that anyway. And they were kind of feeling that was problematic, as if it was making it more restrictive than it needed to by requiring staff review of a pre-modular or a modular build. So I just removed that so that they're allowed. You'll have to go through the building permit and historic preservation permit.
One as it
Right.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So the final draft should be ready by next Wednesday, and then I'm gonna have them rescheduled for July 1st because our newspaper.
So the public hearing will be part of the trustees meeting?
Yeah, it's just to get public feedback on it before they adopt it,
I see no purpose.
and it's required since it's a zoning regulation. And I might throw in there the tent camping stuff too. Maybe if it allows it, or if we need to do 2 separate ones, let's just fit that in there.
Smash it all together, why not?
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is, Central Business District at Doug's, Lake City Autos at General Business District.
They have the same.
The regulations are the
That's
same.
It could have different regulations.
It has the same for the fence or hedge for storage, but
That business has been in operation so long
Yeah,
that they just carried on. Nobody ever stopped them to get a permit for anything.
G Brown with a 6-foot fence up on his store there too.
Oh, I
He
know.
spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And he did it because of codes and, for aesthetics also.
yeah, there's also limited RV down by the river. Yeah, there should be.
We don't know it. We don't.
He's not living in there right now.
Okay.
He's got his house. I'm doing work on the garage next to it.
Okay.
So it might be hooked up, but,
Yeah. There's a whole other bag of tricks.
that's.
That's low on my priority list to address.
And did we recommend 2 different sizes, if it's attached or internal, I understand?
No, it's just 300 to 1,000 square feet, attached, detached, internal.
I thought somebody said 500 per
That's
not the lots.
It's just one lot. So I mean, like, it's whatever lot or lots, I guess, your house.
Lots, yeah.
Well, I think it says the same lot as the primary. Well, that's
Well, it still needs to meet setbacks and minimum lot size.
Yeah, so I'll send you that draft, so you want to review it one more time. Because I think it says it has to be on the same lot. It says same lot as the primary dwelling.
So the lot sizes are defined in the minimum lot size. I have to assume that's what that's referring to.
Oh, okay, that might
When
be.
you say same lot though, I mean, a lot's very specific,
But a
identified.
building site,
The lot,
2 lots.
yeah, but then it gives you the dimensions of the size of the lot.
Yes,
where you can
25
build.
feet wide.
Well, that's
well,
a town lot.
you can't have a house with less than 2.
Right.
So, if you're gonna
If you say you
add
have to put it on the same lot,
as the house.
does that mean if somebody has 3 lots, they can't put it on that 3rd lot?
Sure, because those 3 lots would be all considered together.
If they're contiguous, but you can get that changed in 5 minutes downtown.
That's only if it's continuous.
Yeah, but you can
Yeah.
fix that in 5 minutes downtown.
It's a little harder than that.
I know, I've had to do it with mine, but
Well, and, residences are not a use by right in the central business district downtown. They are in the tourist district. but not the central business district with a 1 lot minimum in the central business district. So everywhere else, you have to have a minimum of 2, well, in the tourist district, limited multifamily, and residential 1, you have to have at least 2 lots to build on. And so if you've got a house on that and you want to add on or put a standalone, you still have to meet setbacks, right? So that's probably going to dictate size in some cases. But if that
Sure.
is-
Sorry.
that needs to be clarified, maybe it does.
Is there a better word to use than lot?
Parcel.
Building site, parcel, yeah.
Yeah, lot is a dangerous, I do agree, lot is not exactly
Yeah,
the right
it's
word.
more than 2. It's not, it should be a parcel.
What's the county call it? When you have 5 lots on your, underneath your house, it's called a parcel.
Parcel. All right, so check the ADU lot language. And
Sorry, Alexa.
and then ADU setbacks, because I don't remember going through it, seeing anything about setbacks, but I guess it has to meet the other.
It has to meet all the other standards. We don't need a special permit somewhere. We have
Okay.
7.5 on the side,
5 in
5 in the back,
there.
and 15 in the front.
And then when we need to change that in the little, the dimensional requirement.
That's a Dan,
Chart.
I think that's a Dan question. Maybe the definition of a lot needs to be more like, you know, building site or parcel or, right? I think that it's just assumed that when they're talking about a lot, they're referring to the dimensional table that calls out minimum lot sizes.
Right.
Yes. Let's see, what
It's
else can
hard
we
to-
do to that?
2 lots to build an ADU.
Peanut butter on the door handles.
Pretty tough.
Well, I'm glad the trustees are proceeding on this.
Oh, yeah, no, they like it.
Great.
Nah, they like
That's good. Fantastic.
And and I just don't know, the one thing I thought about is the rural estate people where they can build up to, currently 1,800 square feet. Oh, I guess it's not, well, it is changing rural estate too.
Mhm.
So it's really they can be smaller and they would have to be we're reducing the minimum size and reducing the maximum size for that.
So you could have a 600 square foot house, main house, and then 1,000 square foot ADU. Is that?
That is correct.
Okay.
Really? We didn't say it has to be smaller. No, we didn't say it had to be smaller.
No.
Smaller, yeah.
I've already talked to somebody who's like, I'm thinking about building a house in the back of mine. I'm gonna rent out the big one and live
I
in the
know
little
your
one.
wheels have been spinning, you talk, yeah.
People have been coming in and asking me about it. Like they want it done and they're gonna.
If this would have happened 10 years ago when I was still building, I would have bought half of Ball Flats because it's now lucrative to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted Harry's lots to be rezoned minimum 1 lot and have a tiny home village over there. We probably wouldn't have.
I would have done that too. I tried that and they shut me down. That was like 12, 14 years ago.
That could be presented to the board. Murphy's did about 10 years ago down where Gene Brown's property is.
Mhm.
He had 20 units or something, those 10 lots. And, maybe they fit into code, but they were tiny structures, 2-story, like townhomes. And his plan looked very nice. But then Brad Griffith, deleted those and didn't want to pursue with that.
Yep.
Project.
These things have come to the table many times.
We just look at a certain area to do that.
Not anymore. There's no more big chunks left.
It's been-
Where Harry lives, I was gonna buy half that whole freaking lot, but I got completely shut down. You'd be living in a tiny house right now, Harry.
Yeah. I've got a camper, that's my turn.
Yeah, so
Norman wouldn't have priced me.
Can't live where you can.
Okay.
All right, guys.
any last words, comments, final thoughts?
No, Dave, thanks for the effort you guys are doing cleaning up, you and Lex.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy, makes me so happy.
I mean, I travel a lot and I go to communities, Lake City would be a perfect little Norwegian community and they're just, everything's pristine, clean, perfect. And they're so,
Yeah.
so awesome. This could be that, you know, the first steps are doing what you're doing. So thank you for that.
It is kind of fun to drive down the alleys of Creed and Silverton and stuff to see everybody's junk in the back. Old antique stuff. And
Antiques, not
Well,
junk.
That stuff's getting moved now.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to keep going there.
Yeah, because as soon as it's there, not here, I hate that. I have no space to drive. Yeah.
I got my notice, so I'm in
But
favor.
I'm also glad our welcome isn't like Creed, where you see the wastewater treatment plant followed by falling down,
Mobile homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For years, I took that bypass and did not even know the downtown. was-
Oh, yeah, it's not the same.
I officially adjourned the planning commission.
Right.